everyone, this is Madeleine. I'm sitting in a Starbucks cafe in Kona, Hawaii, near the YWAM base where I'm currently located. And I was planning on writing you an update this morning, and instead a good friend of mine named Lou suggested that I try doing a video update instead. So this is stretching for me, and this is about take 43 in my head, but hopefully it'll make sense, and hopefully I'll be able to share a little bit about what God's been speaking to me and teaching me and what I've been doing over the last few months here. So yeah, I arrived here beginning of October. As you know, I felt called to long-term missions, especially drawn to the house of prayer model of missional communities centered around the presence of Jesus that prioritize prayer and worship to reach the hardest and darkest. Like that's sort of that was my heartbeat, and yeah, so felt called to come here, get some training. I was thinking 4 to 6 months, and then get out on the mission field and get going with the real stuff, so to speak. And so I arrived here thinking I would just maybe be part of the prayer room, see how it ran, and within the first couple of weeks God made it really clear that the reasons I came to Kona, the equipping and training and impartation of values that I wanted would best be found in the leadership track. And so I jumped on board with that in October. And the purpose and goal of the leadership track is really to help leaders develop a lifestyle of pursuing Jesus in a way that will equip them to be fruitful for 30, 40 years of ministry, of not wanting to send out missional communities or individual missionaries who have lots of excitement and zeal, but then, you know, after 3 to 5 years end up burned out and disillusioned with missions. But people who have been given tools to know how to pursue Jesus and love Him and serve Him, and be empowered with the Holy Spirit to live a New Testament sort of lifestyle of missions. So that's the goal, and it's also to help cultivate that lifestyle, and then also to provide a space for leaders to meet and develop dreams, develop vision, and then connect with people who maybe have similar like-minded vision to go do those things together. Again, with like just this emphasis on community. So I hope that made sense. But they have sort of 5 core values that our schedule is based around that I've already shared with you in my last update with practical service. So this is how that lifestyle plays out practically, is we spend time in practical service, local outreach, training and discipleship, developing community, and being centered around the presence of God, so spending time in the prayer room every day. So we've been going after this together for the last 6 months, and honestly, I've really been blown away. I think I'm blown away every day by the fact that God called me to this place, and that He asked me to be obedient in coming to this place. I wouldn't have necessarily picked it for myself, but it's been part of the story of starting to understand more about the grace of God and the love of God and the goodness of God, and His desire to really take me deeper in the knowledge of Him, to take me deeper in loving Jesus, to really know and love Jesus, to know and love the man and understand the man, and also His desire to prepare my heart, to equip me to be all that He wants me to be, to sort of, for a taking off of limitations I may have placed on myself in the past, so that really in myself and in the community I'm part of and the other communities that are part of, that the kingdom would be lived out to the fullest possible. And so that's just been a theme of these past 6 months, is getting a much better, starting to get a greater understanding of the love of God and the goodness of God. With that, a few weeks ago, there was a bit of a surprise, going from being someone who didn't think they would be here very long at all, and also not thinking they would be part of the leadership track at all. I had begun to feel that God wanted me to give more time to this place and give more time to this time of preparation, to not undervalue the time He wanted to give for me to be equipped, and for me to develop relationships with people that could be for long-term friendship and long-term ministry together. So I've been getting that sense that I was going to be in Kona longer than I expected, looking more like a year, which was a total surprise. Didn't think I'd be here that long. And a couple weeks ago, in my practical service, I've been spending the last 6 months serving the base in the student services, answering emails, answering the phones, getting a better understanding for a backbone ministry of the campus, of how a base like this can run, the sort of the underbelly or inner workings. And that's been really good and really helpful, restful in a way. And yeah, a couple of weeks ago I went for a wedding, my friend Makara's wedding in Calgary, which was absolutely wonderful to get to go to that. And when I came back, I was asked if I would step in to help leading the track. So honestly, a real surprise, and yes, somewhat amusing, given that I didn't think I would be initially part of it, let alone helping run it. So I've been given the amazing privilege of helping lead the leadership track with a couple named Blake and Shannon, who also have a heart for long-term missions and missional communities. And simultaneously, Anna, who's been giving oversight to the prayer room on campus, felt that God was leading her into a new season. And so, given that she was doing her master's in political science part-time as well as giving oversight to the prayer room, they felt that I would be able to combine the two roles because I'm going to be helping lead with Blake and Shannon. So there's teamwork on both sides. And so, yeah, it's one thing to learn by being taught it, and it's another thing to learn by doing. And so I feel like I'm being catapulted into a new level of extreme dependency on Jesus to teach me and to guide me, and also just a new urgency to learn what this idea of establishing a culture of prayer is, and what does that look like within a missional context, and what does it look like to raise up leaders who are on fire for Jesus and willing to lay down their lives on the mission field. So it's a huge privilege to be asked to do that, and that is more what I'm going to be stepping into for the next 6 to 9 months at least. And in the meantime, also continuing to ask God to give me vision for where He wants me to be long term, and what I should be a part of, what community I should be a part of. So that is my update. Already probably a little bit long, so thank you for listening. I love you so much, each of you who would be willing to watch this video. I love you so much, and I'm so aware that I'm here because of your prayers. And I would really appreciate prayers for what I'm doing here, for that God would really have His way in this track, and that the Holy Spirit would have space to do what He wants to do, and to equip us in the way He wants to equip us, so that the kingdom would really be established in its fullness, and people would be sent out. well equipped. So I love you and I appreciate you. I loved emails, Skype, and I plan to be in Canada for all of June. I've got my amazing brother's wedding end of June, and my very close friend Alana's wedding beginning of June. So I plan to be in Canada for the month of June, and in that time I'd love to sit down with you and have coffee with you. Each of you know who I'm talking about. So love you so much. Thank you for your prayers. Yeah, it's a joy to know you. It's a joy to love Jesus together. So bless you.